Ramontada, enchiladas, your mother is your father. Welcome back to Ever Pitch Talk and welcome back to Take a Touch. If you don't know, get to know. Arsenal have beaten Real Madrid 2-1 at the Bernabéu, 5-1 over an aggregate over two legs. They have absolutely put Real Madrid to the sword. And to everybody that was talking before this game, telling me about Ramontada, all this nonsense that the Madrid PR machine was spinning, their own players believe in their own hype as well. I've never seen that from a Real Madrid side. It almost gave me the ick. It honestly gave me the ick. I was looking at them, I was like, what is this? For the biggest club in the world, you're moving like as if you're not allowed to lose a game. But guys, we're going to dive into all this, but please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that great stuff. Even turn off the post notification bell as well so you never miss an episode. H, let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about it because a lot of people were preaching on my team, trying to make me nervous. I say if I'm the one playing the game, saying, "Oh yeah, but it's Real Madrid. It's at the Bernabéu. Anything can happen." I said, "Are you not feeling all right? When was the last time you seen Arsenal concede more than 2 goals?" I said, "When?" We've been up and down the country. We flew to different places. Even played Bayern Munich last season as well. Did we concede more than 2 goals to them? You thought now Real Madrid, they're going to score 3 goals and we're not going to score at least 1. What kind of nonsense is that? But H, talk to me. I'm too gassed right now. Like I'm on cloud 9. All that talking beforehand. Oh, this Real Madrid team, they deserve that. They deserve that.
Look, Realistically, I was in London earlier today. Got home 20 minutes before the game, so I didn't even have time to even mentally prepare myself. Just went straight into it. See the way we bodied these people, bro. It's not even like throughout that whole game. Nobody was. I wasn't scared. I was just waiting. I was
Bro, if
waiting
you
for
check my pulse throughout that whole game, yeah, I wasn't moved. I wasn't
like
moved.
out.
There was no real spike. I said, except maybe for that penalty situation, yeah. That's when I said, "Oh God." I said, I said this referee. I started again. I said, "Oh God," but they overturned them, which I thought was a right call. I know you guys feel like it should have been penalty. I know Pato, you're saying that for you it was a penalty. I'm just thinking it's way too soft for that to be a penalty. Way too soft.
But the real look, it was one of those like the game. Look, people are telling me I was delusional. people are saying you're delusional. How you gonna go there? How you gonna do? This is football. And we know Real Madrid. We know that Real Madrid that winning Champions Leagues. They don't come with tactics. It's friendship and let the Brazilians be Brazilians. That's what they come with. From the first leg to the second leg, they must have played more crosses than any other team across 2 legs in Champions League history.
Oh
They
my
have
God.
to. They have to. How many times do you cross and think Mbappe is going to now come and fly in the air and score a goal? Zero tactical awareness. Instead of you to come and use your home crowd, really impose yourself in the midfield, you said, no, let's be doing Tom Brady and be launching the ball up now. Very good. What happened? Every second ball we won it. As soon as we move up the pitch, you guys are now stretched. The Saka penalty, even though he missed it, he didn't even look. He wasn't like, oh my God. Like, he was just like, don't worry, I'll come again. Even I was shouting in my house, do not leave that pitch before you redeem yourself. These men will talk about you on Twitter.
I said it.
You better redeem yourself before you leave. These people will say you're not a star boy again. And what? You see the goal? Oh, there's levels to this game, you know. There's levels to this game. You see that goal against the best keeper in the world? Don't chat to my boy like that.
They can never say to Starboy, as you done it in the big games
They
against
can
the
never
likes
say,
of
did
Real
you do
Madrid
it?
at the
Did you do
Bernabéu,
it
all that
away
kind
at
of
the
stuff.
Bernabéu? They can never say that to my guy. Did you do it
What
away
you
at
gonna
the
say now?
Bernabéu against Real Madrid? They can never say that. And then to cap it off. They're like, oh, listen. All I know is, I personally would go to the Brazilian embassy and say, stamp that brother's passport. Stamp it. Stamp it for him. You see you see how he's moving? That's real Jogo Bonito. I didn't see Vinny. I didn't see that Indian Rodrigo. I didn't see it. Where were these men? I didn't see them. Rodrigo needs to be on Brazilian fraud watch, not my guy Marinelli. But me, I'm too gassed, man. I'm too gassed.
It must be nice. It must be bleeding nice. Yeah, man. I've been you. I was you once upon a time, yo. Semi-finals of the Champions League, all of that. Yeah. I think if you beat Madrid, you have a chance to win it. If you beat the big boys, then you have, because I feel like now these boys are gonna have the self belief. Like, okay, who if not Madrid, who can stop us? If not
Mm,
them, who? Because
mm,
they brought that juju, they brought Ancelotti raised the eyebrow, the
mm.
Perez called whoever he needed to call before the match. It didn't work. It didn't work. Um, I, see stuff like this here makes me question Ancelotti's tactical prowess. But I can't question him because of his trophy cabinet. But
Mm.
Brodowski, what was the game plan for Madrid today? Like, I don't really understand. You don't have Peter Crouch in the box. Why are you spamming crosses? Like, I don't understand. And I think tactically it was a mess from them. You need to score 3 goals. Bro, it's not every year you're gonna do what Real Madrid or the 3 goals are just gonna magically happen like every year. One day, someday, somebody's gonna come and actually have a plan, and you're gonna have to actually do something. So they've got a lot of thinking to do. Their season is almost over. Barca's top of the league. They've got Copa del Rey final, I think, to
Yeah,
play.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, to play. So if they lose that final and lose the league, it's looking kind of crazy. I feel Mbappe, they brought you here. They were winning Champions League before you came here. All of a
Mm.
sudden now they can't get to the semis anymore.
See,
You know,
I had a weird kind of, I wouldn't say an omen, but I had a weird kind of thing to say at the start of the season when I watched them. I done a TikTok live watch along when they played the Super Cup against who was it? Who won the Europa League last season, boys? And Atlanta,
yeah,
yeah.
Atlanta, yeah,
And that whole game, and I'm just kind of watching them. I was like, I know it was the first couple of like proper competitive game together, but I was just like, this team, they're not really going to win trophies together. Yeah. And the reason why I said that is because if you remember when they filled it up with proper stars, when they had like Zidane, Beckham, and all these type of players, R9 and all this type of stuff as well, they didn't really do a whole lot of winning. I know they won a La Liga and stuff like that, but Champions League, they were a massive failure for the most part, all that kind of stuff. I'm just kind of looking at him. Mbappe is not going to be the guy to drag them over the line. He's just going to be another piece.
mm,
Like he's a really, really good player, but he's not going to be a Ronaldo. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not going to be that type of level where he's just going to dig out performance. Like Ronaldo would never speak before a game like this. The guy would be in a lab somewhere, who'd be on the pitch training, and then when it came to game day, you knew he was going to do something. Like it was just inevitable. He was going to do something. Do you know what I'm saying? And then just looking at this Real Madrid team as well, yeah, I don't see them winning another Champions League with Mbappe in the squad. I think putting Mbappe in that squad is like again an out and out striker is what's going to ruin them. That's just my opinion. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but from watching that game all the way at the start of the Super Cup, I don't see this. I don't see this team doing lifting a lot of trophies. I really don't. I don't see how that. I said it then. I don't see how that front three works. And even now, watching them against us, I don't see how that front three works, because if they play a proper team that have tactics and they're very, very solid in the setup, and each player is willing to die on the pitch and fight for the badge and fight for each other, bro. They can't like you said, Pato, they can't rely on just vibes and Real Madrid. Or at some point, you actually need to play football. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I feel like I don't know what their thinking was because as I feel like as I get older, yeah, and I'm watching football and I'm trying to actually understand tactics and stuff like that.
Mm.
You can't just buy superstars in every position. I think you're gonna win.
Yep.
You need dogs in your team. You need a Makaleli. You need a Henderson.
A
You need
Kante,
you need a Kante. You
you
need
need a
these
You
dogs.
need a Frank Lampard. You need a Steven Gerrard. You need a
Yeah, you need these
Messi.
dogs like
Mm.
who are really gonna put in a shift. You need a Declan Rice. Perfect
Mhm.
example. Declan Rice absolutely
Back to
random.
back to back man of the match performances. I don't want to ever see no type of slander on my guy Declan Rice's name ever again. Back to back, one at the Emirates and one at the Bernabeu. He was absolutely everywhere today. There was a lot of counter attacks that he snuffed out, that he didn't even get into a final third. It's already snuffed out already. You know what I'm saying? There's so
The
many
way
times they try to put a pass across, or already snuffed it out. Partey as well, absolutely immense. But what I don't know what he got a yellow card for. That was just stupid from him. Do you know what I'm saying? And let me just get onto my young book as well. Miles Lewis Skelly,
oh my
18
god.
years, 18 years of age, playing at the Bernabeu. and he made it look like it was just a kick around in the park. It was just a kick around with the boys.
I won't lie. He needs to stop these runs because he's caught out twice doing that run that he does, and then he tries to he's bundled me over. He needs to stop that. I
don't mind that because that type of player.
I asked the coach out of him because this is the thing. You breaking the line and then bring the ball into midfielders. I have no issue with that. But release it. Let it go. If nothing's on, take it back. You can't keep on and hoping that, if they foul me, I'm gonna go down. Like, bro, you're gonna come into a competition like this on the Prem where a ref will be like, nah, I'm not gonna give you the foul. And the next thing you know, your defensive line is now just straight at the back, and now your side is free for the winger to exploit. I don't mind breaking the line and going in. He played well. He did play well.
I wouldn't say coach. Then I wouldn't say coach Alvin. Then I wouldn't say coach.
No, it has to be. That has to be.
Why would you coach out?
Okay, for example,
forward runs and breaking the lines.
But this is the thing. Perfect example. During Timber, he receives the ball, he'll bring the ball into midfield, and he lets the ball go. Simple. I don't see Julian Timber going on no run up and down, bro.
Julian Timber is a defender. Miles Lewis Kelly was a midfielder by trade that got put as left back.
And that's okay. Another example. When Zinchenko played left back, he'll bring the ball into midfield and he'll let the ball go. That's it. All I'm saying is Zinchenko
is the worst example that you could use because Zinchenko has been caught out on the ball so many times. I can show you so many highlights of this guy trying to be.
I'm saying he doesn't get caught out. Like he can get caught out on a misplaced pass, but he doesn't get caught out in terms of they bundled me off the ball, and now
all of them are still losing the ball, and we can see goals. So what's the difference?
But that's not part of Zinchenko's game to go on the run. What I'm saying is that you bringing the ball into midfield is fine. I have no issue with that. But you have to release it. Or if the option isn't on forward, bring it back. Because
my argument would be then the coach is decision making better than when he gets into those final thirds.
Yeah, you have to coach. You have to coach.
You're saying coach him taking the ball into midfield over.
No, I didn't say. I said I have no problem with him bringing it into midfield.
But
what do you say? What has to be coached out is he's waiting for the foul.
I would agree with that, to be honest.
He's waiting for the foul to come. And guess what happens? If a ref thinks, that's soft, you're waiting for that. And the next thing you know, you're caught in a counter-attack. Bro, and if you try that against PSG, Barcola and all that spit, bro, that's game, set a match. And you don't want to put it on
I agree with you, but I just don't agree with that statement that you said that you need to coach out of him. Don't coach him.
You need to coach
out trying to foul bait. Just say
exactly.
You start off by saying Arteta needs to coach out of him.
He has to coach. He has to coach that out of him. I even said I have no issue with him bringing it into midfield. That's totally fine. But looking for the foul, waiting for the foul, has to be coached out because that is how you lose games. That is how you get caught out. You cannot do that in the Champions League quarterfinal. You can't because he did it twice.
I think it's the decision making. I think he has the technical ability to drive with the ball, take people on, get out of tight spaces. But he hasn't been like a pro for that long. So when he's got out of these tight spaces, when he's trying to make the next pass, he hasn't been in that situation so many times in like big professional football, where you can make an intricate pass or he knows exactly what to do. So I think he's just like, okay, well, if I don't really know who I'm going to pass it to, I'm going to wait for the challenge because best thing I can do now, if I don't know who I'm going to pass it to, is get the foul. Only good thing is he knows how to win fouls. So it's not like he's breaking lines because there's a lot of players that will break the lines, take like 30 yards, and then they just lose the ball. He's actually winning the foul at least, kind of like a Jack.
I agree with the statement. But what I'm just saying is, don't coach that part of his game out of him. Enhance it when he gets into the final third to know where to place the pass, and also put him in those scenarios in training drills with his teammates, so he knows exactly where his teammates is going to be. Because we've been screaming out for players to be riskier in Arsenal setup to take the ball and drive away. I.e., perfect example of a person that doesn't do that. Martin Odegaard. What kind of flipping performance was that from my captain today? Somebody that's wearing the armband.
You see when you're supposed to shoot,
the guy was missing.
I don't think he was that bad.
He wasn't bad.
I think for the setup of how Arsenal are going to approach the game, I think he actually did his job.
Bro, all he did
Because
today,
there was-
from what I watch, I couldn't really tell you from what I watched. From what I watched today, all he did was pass the ball to Saka and see what Saka was going to do.
No. I totally agree because he was using Saka way too much. And I feel like it's one of those things where people spoke about, the guy in Saka, like you need Saka back, rah. And now he has Saka back, and now he's passing the ball to Saka. Now he's spamming Saka. But there was times in that game where it's like there was I think in our own defensive half, like around the 20 yards from our box, he received the ball. Bro, he killed Bellingham, jinked him, and brought us into transition. That, bro, he's doing his job. Like those neat bits of play where he's just sprayed that ball quickly, where he beat the man, where he dropped, bro. Like, I think just set up. He hasn't been great this season. He hasn't. But I think for this game and how he came and approached the game, I think he did well.
You know, in general, I don't think he should be. I think Rice should be a captain, but I know it's early because he just came to the club. But I don't think.
I'll say unless his performance improve, I'll say it right now. Within the next year to 18 months, I think we would have moved past Martin Odegaard because I'm not starting to see what value this guy is bringing to the squad. His passes most of the time are either overcooked or undercooked. They're rarely on point. There was one pass he tried. We were literally on the break. He tried to spray across the Martinelli. He put it right behind Martinelli. Martinelli had to change his whole transition of his run. Do you know what I'm saying? And the whole passing to Saka is constantly trying to look for him to make something. Brother, look to the other side. And my one complaint about this guy, I've been saying to you guys for ages, he has no right foot. He has no right foot. Everything's on his left foot, and he's so risk adverse that it honestly pains me. There was one part where he was offside when he received the ball, but he didn't even think to even try drive and just try see what happens. It was take the ball, check back, try do a little Q flick or something and pass back. Too risk adverse. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you're wearing the captain armband as well. You need to grab the game by the scruff and just take it to them. When was the last time we seen Odegaard actually drive with somebody, or even take a ball, drive a little bit, and have a shot? Do like introduce me to a different vibe. You're the same clean cut guy. I know what you're gonna do every single game. I can tell you what Martin Odegaard is gonna do in the next game. Like I know what he's gonna do. He doesn't do anything different. You see where Rice is now starting to step up, especially in the big games. Partey as well, somebody that's always on the treatment table. He's been putting on performances. But with this one guy in the middle that usually is Mr. Reliable. Where is he? And I can't use the injury excuse for him. And I know he's had a kid as well, but like Roy Keane said, he didn't push out the baby.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I genuinely don't know what's going on with this guy. I don't know what is going on with this guy, but his performance need to improve. Because imagine now all the hard lifting. If he lifts that Champions League at the end of the season, if we get there, he would have imposter syndrome because, brother, what are you doing? Like, genuinely, on the football pitch, when we're playing games, what are you doing?
He still has a chance to redeem himself. If he pulls off some good games against PSG, unless he gets to the final and he puts a good game in, it all will be forgiven. So what I'm saying about football is moments at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter what he's done. If he steps up, because you're through anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If he steps up in the next 3 games in the champs, bro, he lifts that trophy, man. The trophy's his. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. But that PSG game, Pato, tell me your honest opinions.
Okay, no. So see PSG, yeah. So who were the fullbacks today that Martinelli and Saka are playing against? Alaba and
Vasquez.
Okay. That was the fullback. Who's the fullback for PSG? Mendy. Not Mendy.
And Hakimi.
Mendes and Hakimi. For me, 2 best fullbacks in the world right now. You're not gonna get the joy you are getting, and especially with those fullbacks, you need to follow them because Alaba and Vasquez are not gonna do jinky majinky at the top end of the pitch. But you see Mendes and you see Hakimi in the final third, they're really about that life. So it's gonna be an interesting game. I don't know what way Arteta is gonna set it up. I don't know who's gonna play in year 6 because Jorginho's injured. He'll probably be back by then, but Partey is gonna miss the first leg. So I don't know what your setup is going to be. Maybe Mourinho drops into back into midfield. I don't know. And then attacking wise, Bro, them PSG boys. To be fair, against them Villa, they kind of crumbled towards the end of the match, so they can be got out. They can be got out. But I think brand new game. Obviously, Enrique's going to learn from his mistakes at the Villa game. It's anyone's game. For me, it's a complete 50-50, to be honest. I wouldn't even put anyone as favourites because I think I was foolish when I was talking about Real Madrid and Arsenal. So I need to give you your respect because you've earned it. But with PSG, it's 50-50 for me.
Fair enough. I respect that opinion. Yeah, I hear what you said with Hakimi and Mendes, but at the same time, we have Jordan Timber and flipping Lewis Kelly as well. And I'll pull out there. I'll say I believe Jordan Timber is better than Hakimi, anyways. Maybe
What?
Hakimi. I'll say Jordan Timber is better than Hakimi.
That is crazy to me, bro.
What can
I've seen Hakimi go missing a lot, bro. For
I'm
PSG,
telling you,
I've seen him
Jordan
have
Timber can look Hakimi in the eye.
disaster, bro.
Hakimi is probably the best right back in the world right now.
Probably.
I wouldn't agree.
It'd be a big probably as well.
I wouldn't agree.
He
Because
literally is.
and the
Though.
reason why, and look, and again, it's from a non-biased perspective. Because if you ask me, oh, who's some of the best right backs, Hakimi's up there, but I know this is not because he's having such a great season now. This is Hakimi. I've seen bro. I've watched Hakimi from when he was at Dortmund, when he was at
He started off at
what
Real
was it,
Madrid.
Real,
He was at Real, didn't really break in. At Dortmund, he done well, but
doing well, and then when he went to PSG, brother,
he went
I've watched the guy's
to
game. I've seen
Inter
him.
Milan. He went to Inter Milan.
I've watched him. I've seen him at AFCON.
I've
I've
seen him
seen
in
him
the
at the
World
World
Cup.
Cup. Bro,
The World
I've
Cup.
seen this guy disappear. I've seen this guy when the pressure is really pressuring like that, bro. It's long. It can get long for that guy. Champions League quarterfinals, knockout rounds where PSG, bro, they needed him and they've lost. Bro, the guy is it's his name that they call first, bro. It's his name because it's always his side. It's always his side where they beat him. But if you're saying Nuno Mendes, bro, Nuno Mendes is that's a very good, very, very good left back. Very good left back.
Best left back in the world, probably.
Over
Yeah, man from Inter.
Theo Hernandez.
This season, this season he's the best left back.
Over who's left back for Barca? Is it Kunde? It's not Kunde. It's Balde. Is it?
Anyone for this season? I'm saying for this season, the fullbacks are the best fullbacks this season.
Well, look, all
with the left back position, I wouldn't really make an argument for Mendes not to be. To be honest, he's been superb. The only time I've seen him falter in the Champions League was when we faced them the first time around, and the Bukayo Saka had him up, down, this way, that way. He's
already moved to him.
Saka has moved to him heavily. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, we'll see though, boys. I'm confident for the PSG game. I don't really have any predictions. I'll just have to see when it. We'll just have to see when it.
I have a prediction for you. I will give you a prediction because I will tell you a joke, but I'll never tell you a lie. I haven't been wrong. I
actually predicted 2-1 today. I predicted 2-1 today, and I was correct. There was one guy that I work with, United fan. He was telling me, "Oh yeah, you're not gonna win. We're in a bell and that kind of stuff." I said, "Don't worry about it, bro." I said, "I expect Real Madrid to score, but I said it's good. I said we're gonna win. I said it's gonna be 2-1." He said, "Highly." I said, "If you think Real Madrid is gonna come and score 4 goals against us," I said, you're high.
Forget about it.
Look, I'll tell you exactly how this thing is gonna play out. Arsenal, I think is it Arsenal away first?
Who's
sure.
Let me check.
Because I think it should be Arsenal away first.
Arsenal's at home first.
Arsenal.
Okay.
And then PSG. Why are they doing this to you? You're always getting because you finished above them in the league stage. What's the criteria?
They have to go through the playoffs. I don't know why.
Yeah, what's the criteria to get the second leg away or home?
Nah, I think they're trying to look at that or something for next season. Figure out that. But what's gonna happen, boys?
Give your prediction.
What's gonna happen is Arsenal at home. We're gonna go for it. I think Arteta's gonna be on a full attacking offensive because I think he knows it's gonna be a bit more tricky in Paris than it was at the Bernabéu. So I think we're probably going to go out there, try and get a 1-0, a 2-0 at the Emirates. And then he's going to go to Paris and he's going to run the same agenda that he just ran at the Bernabeu. That he's going to try and invite the pressure. And then once the pressure is soaked up, then he's going to try and stretch them to the point where he's going to try and exhaust the fullbacks, exhaust the wingers, and then capitalize later on in the game. I think we come out with this a 3-1 on aggregate, I think.
Only thing is, keeping a clean sheet against that PSG team is gonna be hard. We did it by the grace of God. We shouldn't. They should have piped us like 4 when we played them in Paris. So I don't know how you're gonna keep a clean sheet without Partey in the first leg. Because it's at home, but without Partey, and obviously Kivira playing centre back. So because Partey has been holding it together, that's why in transition you're not leaking too many opportunities. But for a question for you guys is who's gonna play? Who's gonna be the midfield 3 if Partey's not there?
I actually just genuinely don't know. We just have to see. We just have to see close to the time. We'll see what on fitness and availability and all that kind of stuff as well. Because I wouldn't mind seeing Lewis Kelly in the midfield, and then maybe Paul Calafiori on that left side as well to give him a bit of cover as well. Because Calafiori gives you a lot going forward. He can get caught out a little bit, but that's where Lewis Kelly can come in and just kind of mop up and clean up for him as well. Do you know what I'm saying? And then Calafiori can kind of sit and Lewis Kelly go a little bit further forward so they can kind of rotate. But it just really all depends. We just have to be brave. Arteta has to be brave. It's the Champions League. You can't always be pragmatic. At some certain point, you have to be a bit on the front foot as well. But we'll just have to see when it draws a little bit closer. But yeah, guys, there's not much more to say than just
what can you say?
Raman, like I said, Ramontada, enchiladas, your mother's your father. You've been here with your boys on Take a Touch. We'll see you on the next one.